Good morning. It's Friday morning. We're looking down from Fontana Dam. It's a beautiful facility put up by the TVA, part of the federal government. It's still dark out. I thought it would have a little bit more light. But this is my first foray, onto the Appalachian Trail. Let's look down again. Obviously a hydroelectric power plant. So we are starting. So here we are, Great Smoky Mountains National Park. It should be, that's the blaze for the trail right there. The question is where's the trail? I think it means straight up this road. There's another blaze following this road, so we're on the right path. There's the dam from the high water side. We're going uphill. We've got about a 3,000 foot climb right off the bat in just a couple of miles. Then we'll be closer to the ridge tops, which are between 4,000 and 6,000 feet high. A lot of rain yesterday. Called for 50-mile-an-hour winds a few days ago, and then they quieted that to 45-mile-an-hour winds predicted last night. I stayed at the Hike Inn, which was just for hikers. So I was in a warm bed last night. I thought I'll have enough of my camping next few days. Now we start our hike upward. Probably can't tell, but yeah, it's steep. Got a little light peeking through the clouds. There's Fontana Dam down there. Probably hard to see through the trees, but that is Fontana Dam way down there. And we're still climbing. It's now 10 after 7. So climbing for 40 minutes. Doesn't seem like we've gone that far, but it is a pretty good climb. Sun's coming up. We're on a fairly high ridge overlooking Fontana Dam. We've come up higher and we still have higher to go. Nice view without all the foliage. Yet another view of Fontana Dam. We just keep on climbing. It's probably 7:30 now. We got more up to do. Another view of Fontana Dam down there. We are still climbing. It's been an hour and a half. I have not stopped except to take a short video. So less than a minute each time. And we are still climbing. That's the difference between Ohio and the Appalachian Trail. And, this is about the first flat spot. We're just starting to put Fontana behind us, I think. I think we're aiming a little bit more westward now. Cloudy, it's sprinkling. Wind is not blowing hard, but at least there's a nice breeze. temperature 40, looks like 41 on my thermometer. When you're putting out all these watts climbing, of course 41 feels warm, but that was what it was predicted to be this morning. It was probably close to 60, and maybe 54. I think I saw when I pushed off. So we're gonna get up over that elevation there. I saw this mountaintop in the fog. I thought, wow, that's way up there. Yeah, we're there. A little bit of a downhill. This is sure welcome. Oh, my first spring, I was starting to get a little bit worried. I had 2 liters of water, but man, I sweat like a choir boy in a whorehouse, so I was going through my water pretty fast. I think this was probably marked as a vista, but obviously just a lot of fog. And a little climbing over rocks. It's about 9:30 in the morning. Been on the trail 3 hours now. If you've seen my video of Shawnee North Trail, really the differences are not really too great in the appearance of the trail. You know, same sort of granite rocks. This is probably a little rockier than Shawnee. The ups and downs are about as frequent. The biggest difference is that the elevations here are just longer and longer and longer. They can go on for 5 times the length of what you get at Shawnee. But overall, I'm keeping about the same. I might be going a little bit faster here than Shawnee. I covered 6 miles in 2.5 hours, and that's with that big, I say big compared to Ohio, a 3,000 foot climb. Initially, I was only going about 2 miles an hour, but then it picked up when I hit a bit of a downhill. So, and this isn't bad right here. Kind of comfortable hiking. I'm still breathing a little bit hard because we had a steep uphill, but foggy, so not much for vistas. About 45 degrees. The wind picked up. All this fog is forming a light rain, so I didn't want to put on. You can probably hear the wind now blowing over this ridge, but it feels good. Like I say, about 45 degrees, and the wind feels great. I did put on my wind jacket because my heavier middle mid-layer was getting wet. I didn't want to wear my rain jacket. It's just too darn waterproof, and I get way too hot. So I got my rain jacket on, and it feels pretty comfortable. Anyway, that's an update. Had a little anxiety. Hopefully you can see that all right. That shows when I hit this little icon up here, shows where I am on the trail. And fortunately, see if I'm hitting, hard to hit with my thumb. My thumb's a little big. But it shows where I am on the trail. It's raining. I'm going to turn that off. But here's the point I wanted to make. I came up on another cross trail, and the sign seemed to be well positioned to show which of the 4 trails was the Appalachian Trail. So I followed it, but for just about a mile there were no white blazes on any trees, and I was getting a little bit concerned. So I opened up the Gut Hook app and hit that icon. It showed me where I was on the trail, but I was afraid that the GPS wouldn't work very well with all the fog, and with it in airplane mode, how I conserve energy in my phone, since there's no cell towers out here anyway. Fortunately, came upon a white blaze finally, and what a relief. I just did not want to think that I was heading miles out of my way on another trail. I'm past Motley's Ridge shelter. It's like 12 miles. Made it in 4.5 hours. I feel like I'm making good time. The trail's pretty muddy from all the rain. Slippery. This is where I like to have my poles, because it's saved my arse from a collision with the ground a few times. And we're going downhill. Not much of a downhill, but it's a downhill. Coming up on Russell Field's shelter, which is the 3rd shelter today. That'll be in the next mile or so. Just thought I'd show the trail. It's foggy, pretty dense fog, and lots of rocks. But temperature is really comfortable, in the 40s. So I'm a happy camper. Beautiful watching those clouds float by. Pretty rocky, pretty muddy, easy to slip. So it takes poles to some of these steps down are pretty far, and gotta be careful. Still raining a little bit. We started up again. It was fine. I think it's just the thick fog. Just another view of the trail in this area. Pretty rocky, but easy enough to negotiate. Not difficult to keep a decent speed. It's April 1st, Saturday morning. I got no April Fool's jokes to play. It was cold last night, down in the 30s, probably into the 20s, I imagine. Everything froze because it rained so much yesterday. Everything was wet. except my sleeping clothing. I have in a separate bag to stay dry. And of course my sleeping bag was dry, but backpack was soaked. My shoes are soaked. Socks soaked. So everything froze last night. I did not anticipate the problem of getting frozen shoes on. When places are wet and frozen, you can't pull them through. It took me 20 minutes to get my darn shoes on. It looks like a gorgeous day. No clouds. Yeah, last night I wore every piece of clothing I could find that wasn't soaked. So I had my rain jacket, my wind jacket, my night clothing. As soon as I finished the 24 miles I put in yesterday, I went to camp and just crawled into my sleeping bag with as much dry clothing as I could find. I was cold. We're heading down into a hollow, or as they call it here, a gap. And so we will be climbing one of those. And so far the trail today has been a welcome change from yesterday. The uphills like this one are graded, not straight up. At least they picked a path that was less tiring. But this is nice. The sun's out. It's clear, no fog, no mist, no rain. Temperature's climbing. It's about 35 right now. So I think it'll rapidly climb into the 40s. So nice day. Still some frost on the grass up here. As we get higher, the trees get a little more sparse. We're probably about a mile altitude. Here's a shelter, a typical shelter. Usually 2-level. Windscreen in the front. Usually there's a sign out here that shows the way to water, so that must be the way to water. Of course, water has to be downhill. As we climb in altitude, we have more evergreens. It's a really beautiful day. It feels like probably mid-40s. Sun's out, obviously. It's really comfortable. Oh, coming up on a shelter. I can see it down there, some people. As we climb in altitude, we get more evergreens, and it starts looking like the 100-mile wilderness of Maine. More blowdowns because it's susceptible to wind up here. And we go up and up. Still some frost on the ground. Kind of surprising it feels so nice out. But it's out of the sun for another hour or two. Climbing up. I love these woods. Oh man. It's beautiful. Nice trail too. Pretty easy to negotiate. Not like yesterday in the rain where the mud made for slippery conditions. All these white crystals are where the ice, the rain formed ice in the trees and then got blown off onto the ground. We gotta be making the ascent to Klingman's Dome because it just goes up and up and up. One big difference between the AT and hiking Shawnee State Park in Ohio. Just when I think we can't get any higher, but knowing Klingman's Dome is the highest point, I think we still have more to go. Well, there is a higher spot up there. And I think that's probably the next climb, or the continuation of this climb. Still going up.
Can you define a state's boundary as a city boundary?
Let's go.
How many
Coming out of Klingman's Dome, so is the highest point. Then we are on the Appalachian Trail. We are heading lower. A bit rocky. I think one thing that I've discovered on the Appalachian Trail that I didn't expect, I thought that there were blazes frequently, but in the Great Smoky Mountains, blazes can be every mile or so if you're lucky. Still ice on the ground. The stuff that flecked off the trees last night after the rain on the branches froze. I took off my middle layer. I was just getting way too warm with a fleece on, so I took that off. So I have a thin inner layer and essentially a nylon shirt. I'm just probably a third of a mile north of Newfound Gap. I should have taken video of Newfound Gap, but there were just so many people there. Beautiful day, holiday weekend. You can tell the well-worn path here. There's all those people who would like to take a little trip on the Appalachian Trail. Can't blame them. This is above Newfound Gap. It's Saturday morning. The sun's up, a wonderful sight. No fog, no rain, another beautiful day. I think we came down off of that one, and we're generally heading down, but we're still high up here. I'm going to come up there. Wow.
You can even get out further on the bungee.
This is good enough for me. Oh wow, this is
So you get like what panorama with that thing.
Yeah, man, this is beautiful. Wow.
Morning.
Good morning, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Excellent.
Yeah, we're feeling good.
I bet.
We're feeling like we're king of the world.
I'm gonna get
Looks
out
like it.
a little further here. See what else the eyes can see. It was probably the day we got to Double Spring Gap. Probably had nice views too, but you couldn't see any of them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was kind of a letdown, all that fog.
Yeah. But I had a feeling it was going to clear.
We're up at an elevation 6,300 feet. And there's still snow on the ground. It doesn't feel that cool. Because we came up a big elevation, so burned a lot of calories. So we're feeling a little warm. I don't know what it is, but when I hike hard, I get nauseated. Well, I just stopped and I just vomited multiple times. I just had this nausea all morning, particularly with these hard uphills. And I feel like a new man. Didn't vomit anything up to speak of, but I feel like a new man.
How are you?
Little Vista.
It's even better.
Oh, is it?
Another 20 yards down there.
Oh, no admission fee either, huh?
No, the whole thing's free.
Oh, we'll take it. This is beautiful.
We've had nice views all day.
Don't see no stinking cell towers, but there's got to be one somewhere. It's 7:30. Sunday night, Easter Sunday. I'm in my tent. It was a tough day today. Just going to sleep well tonight. I've only got 4 hours of hiking left tomorrow on Monday. It's Monday morning, about an hour into the trail, maybe an hour and a half. Looks like another beautiful day. Kind of windy up here. I'm going to the fire tower and make a cell call for my ride out at Davenport Gap. That's probably, fire tower is maybe an hour and a half away.
That's pretty cool.
Smile. Wow. Wow, mountains forever.
Yeah.
Wow, let me walk around. That's the windward side over there, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't think it's blowing too hard in there. Yeah, looks like.
This is the Mount Cameron Lookout, actually an old fire tower.
I don't even know how big Shenandoah is.
I think they're about 3,400.
Okay.
High ones.
So yeah, and then after that,
Got a little granite to crawl over here. One big difference between Appalachian Trail and Shawnee is when you go down, you go down, 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 down. So for the last hour I have been going down, and you can see there's a lot more down to go. Problem is, when you go up, 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 and sometimes it seems never ending.
A few of them. Maybe somebody might not have died, but there might have been a crash there.
Yeah.
Where they mark them.
Wow.
Or trees that might be potentially dangerous to fall on the road. I don't know.